Blog Talk Radio.
Don't you love punctuality? I just love punctuality. Like, if you notice that we are here straight up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day, Monday through Friday. I mean, we are like here right straight up at 11 a.m. Eastern. Consistency, man. You can count on us. Now, I know yesterday we were, we had a little bit of a challenge when we got about an hour, maybe an hour and a half into our broadcast yesterday. As we shared with you guys on Facebook, the Blog Talk Radio, that's the backbone, right, for Radio Leverage. Well, Blog Talk Radio, actually what happened with Blog Talk Radio yesterday is they had some kind of a technical meltdown. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but that's what it was. And that's the reason that we got knocked off the air early yesterday. And so we're going to get to it today. We're not going to spend a lot of time here with jibber jabber at the top. I'm going to get to it because I can see right now I've got about 10, maybe 12 of you guys are already in the queue with your hands up, want to ask a question, make a comment. And so we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get to you guys in a minute. A couple things I do want to quickly point out, though. I have Mr. Chambers here. Greg, is that you? Greg, you there? No, I guess not. All right, listen, I'm looking for Greg. He's in the queue here somewhere. There you are. Hey, Mr. Chambers, good morning. How the heck are you today? How was that
really
dinner?
Well. Hey, can you hear me now, Joe? Joe, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you?
hey, it's great. I forgot to hit one, and I muted myself out both. I was like double muted on that one.
Well, you know what? This morning we're going to get right into it. I know we got a lot of people in the queue here with questions and comments. I think I also have
Joe, can I actually just say one thing here I heard yesterday? I just have to share this. That's why I was like saying me, but instead of out loud, I was saying it in type. I was chatting with a new friend of mine, and she said something that was quite interesting, and I just wanted to kind of share how true this really is for everyone, and it really covers multiple aspects of life. And the slogan, this may become a new slogan for Traffic Authority. The slogan was, "What you focus on will expand." And you really think about that, in a business sense. Hey, we're all about building our email list. So what you focus on will expand. Same with income. Hey, if you're looking to make more money, start focusing on making more money. If you're in the gym, you want to expand that muscle, get a good contraction, get a good pump. So, just be thinking about that. What you focus on will expand. I really like that. And I just have to give credit where credit is due. Shalane came up with that, and it's just something I'm going to remember.
And the flip side of that story, and you know better than anybody here right now because Natalie has been away for a couple of weeks, if you focus on a blueberry muffin, then your waistline will expand, right? Your waistline will right?
That does work both ways. Yeah, you focus on the wrong thing, and it will also expand. Good point.
And that's true. And good morning, Doug Wellens. I see that you're also here with us this morning. Doug, how are you doing today?
Hey, buddy, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Greg, great to hear you, man. I'm expanding. Yeah, I am definitely expanding. My brain power, my endurance power. Yeah, it's good. It's great.
I want to share with everybody this concept that Greg just brought up. What you focus on will expand. What you think about is what you bring about. Over my life, I have found those words to be kind of like trivial, right? Because my mind has been so busy. Because I've been in such pursuit of the dream. You know what I mean? I have found in my life that sometimes I feel like I've got to do more. If I want to have more, I got to do more. I've gotten caught up in the I guess you would call it the tyranny of busy. You know what I mean? Of having a list, of getting more done every single day. And then when I really got accustomed to some of the things that we're talking about here, what you focus on will expand, I learned to just chill, to simmer down. right? And focus on the things that really do matter. You know what I mean? And the simple things like in this world right now, in our world of traffic authority, we have seen so many people tyrannically involved with their e-wallet. Okay? Now, I got to tell you, just now while we started our radio show, I just received my third rejection from e-wallet. The third time that my documents they need a better picture of my, they need a better picture of my passport. Now, I don't know how to give them a better picture of my passport because I scanned it straight into my computer. It looks exactly like my passport, but it isn't good enough. Now, I have a choice. I can get all up in a frenzy, I can get all in a frenzy and be sending in support tickets and calling people and freaking out. But what good is that going to do? That's going to do no good. All I can do is just very, very calmly take a breath and send in a picture of my driver's license and see if that works. And then focus my time, my attention, my energy on the things that really do matter, which is like putting more people through my pipeline, getting more efficient with my follow-up telephone calls for my leads. Following this, because, again, what do I really have control over? I have control over simple things like running some traffic, following up with people who have come through the funnel, and just taking my time and letting go of the things that I don't have any control over, like someone who may be a robot in some other part of the world who's analyzing thousands of documents for e-wallet, right? It's like, could you imagine what it must be like to be in the e-wallet office of just looking at documents and checking? Maybe that person was angry. Maybe they just got yelled at by their boss and they're in a tizzy and they're pursuing stuff the wrong way. So they just arbitrarily rejected my. It's like, oh, there's this guy again. Let's make his life miserable. You don't really know what people are doing and why they're behaving the way that they do. So the things that you focus on, and thank you, Greg, for opening up this window. The things that you focus on really will expand. So if I focus on my e-wallet rejection the third time, and I got money, I got money sitting in there, right, waiting for me to actually spend. But somebody is fumbling around with I've got a U.S. passport that looks beautiful, full color passport, send it in, right? So if I can focus on that, and the more I'm going to just get more anxiety, more upset, more tense, more, or I can just focus on what we're doing here right now, which is answering questions and bringing our family, our community, our tribe together, and then just do the things that I can do, which is be more efficient with my time, send more people. What you think about is what you bring about. What you focus on really does expand. Now listen, and thank you for jumping in here. You got me going already. I want to go back to the beginning, though, if I could rewind 7 minutes back. I do want to welcome everybody to this morning's Traffic Report. Traffic Report comes to you at radioleverage.com. That's the internet home, the communication hub, if you will, for the traffic authority community. Every single day at 11 a.m., Monday through Friday, we are here. You can count on it, right? Stability, we're here. And then on Saturdays at 1 in the afternoon, we only hear from Doug and Greg and their invited guests, right? That's the Visionary Founders Hour. So this is your turn this morning to ask a question, make a comment. Before I get there, though, before I get to the questions and the comments, and I'm going to get there in a minute, a couple things I want to just bring to the table here very, very quickly. This morning and every single morning from now on, okay, you have my word that we will be posting your daily marketing plan. Okay, we're going to be posting your daily marketing plan every single morning, okay, come hell or high water. If the daily marketing plan isn't there, then you should call me on the telephone and say, Joe, are you okay? Because the daily marketing plan isn't there. Something must be wrong with Joe. I'm going to take personal responsibility to make sure every single morning, each and every one of us have what I would like to refer to as marching orders. Okay, there are simple things in here, right? Simple things in here in this daily marketing plan. And moving forward, we're going to start talking every single morning about these daily marketing plans and the email swipes and the things that are there. But every single morning, you log into the Facebook page, first thing, okay, you get up. Instead of turning on the TV, instead of actually firing up, the Fox News Network or some other, steaming hunk of garbage that is going to come blasting out of your TV. As a matter of fact, this morning, before I even fired up the coffee pot, I was online posting this morning's daily marketing plan. And the daily marketing plan, it's kind of redundant, okay? And you're going to see there's some beauty in there, right? There's some beauty in redundancy because all you have to do is the same things. every single day, and just do them simply and effectively. And before you know it, you are living the life of your dreams, whatever that may be. Whatever that may be. I don't know what the life of your dreams is, but you can get there. You can get there. I promise you. Even this little tidbit. Thank you. Easy for me to say that we got this morning. What you focus on will expand. I trust that some of you, somebody out there in the world that's listening to us today, is going to take that little piece, and that little thing is going to make a difference in their lives moving forward. What do you focus on every single day? So if you want to have results from a marketing standpoint, focus on showing up here every single day. As a matter of fact, the number one thing, step number one on your daily marketing plan, step number one is listen to the daily company call. There it is right there. Step number one. Step number two, join the Facebook group. Step number three, register for the next webinar. And then we get to the really good stuff, getting into your marketing plan and getting into the swipe files. You know what swipe files are? These are emails that have been written by these copywriters that are employed by traffic authorities. Guys who I don't know, but they are really, really talented, right? They know how to write copy that sings, that communicates, that attracts people and motivates them to simply take action. You see, all we really want here is a decision, right? I know that you want to get, a Vincent Ortega Jr. or a Mac, or you'd like to get a Devon Brown in your downline. Wouldn't that be awesome? But really, all we want people to do here is just simply make a decision. Just make a decision, right? That's all. Just make a decision. Are you going to join us or not? Is this for you or not? That's it. Just make a decision. Because once people make a decision, everything else here, it's all dialed in. I mean, come on. Have you really taken a walk through your own member back office? If you're at the Traffic Academy, $144 a month. Are you kidding me? It is so dewy. It's so simple. It is so turnkey. Just make a decision. This morning I saw somebody on the Facebook page was speaking directly to me. He said, "Hey, Joseph, could you help me? I bought for $144 and I'm in here, but now I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make money. What is my next step?" I'm like, excuse me. The reason that we built that unbelievable, it's like a G6, man. It's like it's that machine, that back office is so lush with content. It is so awesome. It tells you exactly what to do. So when somebody goes on Facebook and says to me, "What do I do next?" I'm like, how about you take personal responsibility? How about that? How about what you do next is be responsible for your business? And if I sound, snarky, forgive me, but it's like, really? We've got over 60,000 people hanging around this neighborhood right now. How many people would we need to answer that question for 60,000 people? We would need 60,000 people in customer service. And that is why this thing has been so streamlined. It's really, really amazing. All right, one last thing before I get to it, and here's the drill. I'm going to get to the drill in a minute. Give me one more minute, we'll get to the drill. I do want to say happy birthday to B.B. King. You guys know who B.B. King is, right? Lucille. Do you know the story of Lucille? I'm not even going to go there right now. I can talk forever about B.B. King, the great blues guitarist. And the thrill is gone, right? B.B. King passed away this last spring. And today's his birthday. And so I was doing some research this morning, just stimulating my imagination, right? I do a little research. It's David Copperfield's birthday today. He's one of the wealthiest guys in the world, David Copperfield, right? It's his birthday today. Look that guy up. Talking about an amazing character. Guy was 8 years old. He was already a magician. But so in the morning I get up and I do some research, something to get my brain, get the cobwebs going, right? And so this morning I came across this trivia that it's B.B. King's birthday today. And he said something that was so profound. And it kind of was taking me back to last night's webinar, right? On last night's webinar, we had an opportunity to spend some time with Vincent Ortega Jr., the number one earner so far. I know somebody's going to catch him and pass him. And maybe that person is you. If you follow the rules, meaning do the simple things, you could catch him and pass him. You could. Because we talked last night about the goal here is to actually condense time. I found Vincent Ortega's conversation very, very enlightening last night. When he was talking about traffic and what really is going on with traffic and what is the value of the list. You remember what he said last night? He has invested, he said, in the neighborhood of $1 million in the last 7 years. And for those of you guys who are wetting your pants right now because you've invested $47 or $144 and you're freaking out for whatever reason I don't know. But I just want you to know that last night Vincent said that over the last 7 years he's invested 7 figures, $1 million. Okay, that's like what, $130,000 a year? What's that, $10,000 a week? Is that really, if you do the math, if you reverse engineer that, you know, $1 million divided by 7 years? Greg would know the answer to that. He's a numbers guy. But that's the kind of money that Vincent Ortega Jr. has invested in his education, in his business. Now, last week he had last month he had $150,000, give or take, whatever the number is, and he showed the back office last night. You were able to see his actual earnings, so it's not making this stuff up, right? But the thing I love is that, you know, he said, man, I've invested $1 million in you know, systems and education and building funnels and getting lists. That's like a big number, right? And now he's finally realizing a significant payday because his business is right now cranking. Did you see last night he talked about what he does? He showed 3 cell phones. He's operating at that level, right? But my point of all this is that here in Traffic Authority, the value is really in the education, getting to sit at the knee of a guy like Vincent Ortega Jr., who's telling it like it is, who's sharing with you exactly what it is. That's what this is really all about. And we're getting way, way better at this and way more efficient at this. But here's the thing, okay? And this is what B.B. King. For those of you guys, I make sense if you listen to the whole thing, my whole story here. Here's what B.B. King said. B.B. King said, and I quote, "The beautiful thing about learning is nobody can take it away from you." Right? The beautiful thing about learning is nobody can take it away from you. Thank you for that, B.B. King. And so my point is that, you know, the real value here is the education. You learn how to manage your emotions. You fully understand that what you focus on will expand. When you learn these things, your life will take on a whole nother definition. It is completely different when you realize that you are totally in control of your outcome. It's not Greg, it's not Doug, it's not Chad, it's not Adam, it's not me, it's not the radio show. It is you. And for every one of us, myself included, I just feel so fortunate, you know, blessed, is that the word I want to use, that I've arrived here. After slugging it out, after working my ass off for half of my life, and now I'm here with you guys, with this team, it's just like, it's now just getting good, right? I was, and Greg, I was analyzing my own health. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to have to get up at 4 a.m. so I can get to the gym, because there's so much to live for. We've got this amazing community, all this education. People like, what did Vincent Ortega say last night? He said, it took me 7 years to build this list, to get this level of education and knowledge. Our goal, he's speaking for our team, is to condense his 7 years into a year. So those of you guys who just show up, do the simple things, focus your time and your attention on the things that matter, forget about it. If the guys over there at eWallet can't understand what my passport says, I'm not going to give that any more attention. So as we move here this morning, okay, I know that we're going to get into some Q&A. I want you guys to consider that. It's all good. We're moving forward. We're going to achieve our goals. Period. End of story. Caveat, as long as you don't quit. All right, here's the drill. And man, there's a bunch of you guys in the queue here. Give me some love. Take it easy on us this morning, would you? All right, here's the deal. You have to press 1 on the keypad of your telephone. Now, if you're listening right now at radioleverage.com, if you're listening online, and it's 8:18 a.m. Pacific time on the 16th, then you're listening live. If it's any other time, you're listening to one of our recordings. So if you have a question, for those of you who are listening to this on a replay, just show up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. Call in to 914-338-0631. When you call in, press 1 on the keypad of your phone. And as my mother would say, we will stay here until the last cow comes home, and we will get your questions answered. Now, for those of you who have dialed in this morning, if you would like to have a question answered, you have to press 1 on the keypad of your phone. Wait your turn, because right now I probably got 50 of you in the line who have already pressed 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to announce the last 4 digits of your telephone number, and then what I'm going to do is ask you to come out, give me your first name, city, state, or the country that you're calling in from, and then have at it, okay? Make a comment, ask a question. I will ask you this, though. Please pay attention and listen, because your question may be answered before we get to you. And the other thing is, I want to make sure that before you ask a question, we want to keep this thing at a high level. Make sure that you have watched all of the videos. Okay? Make sure that you have watched all of the videos that are available to you, and it may take you 5 or 6 hours to go through them. Make sure that you watch all of the videos and do the exercises there. Actually, set up your dream, your money goal. Do that stuff. Then, if you have a question, we're here to answer those questions. Because most of the questions we have found, pretty much every single one of them are answered in our videos. So it's about responsibility, man. Take personal responsibility. Why should I give you the answer to a question that is there for you? And what's that saying? They say, give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. So, if I give you an answer to a question and that question would have been answered in our videos, probably there's a whole bunch of other questions that will be answered there for you as well. All right. Enough of me. All right. You're number one all the way across the board. Number 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 10 ones here. Good morning, number 1. You're first.
Hey, Joe. This is Frank from beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. How are you today?
Frank, I'm on a roll. I'm feeling really, really great today. I'm fabulous. Thank you very much. And you?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, as always. And it's funny that I had planned to tell you I read all the FAQs, and I'm watching all the videos, and because of that, I was able to solve the problem that I was having. Just to let you know, the system is working.
Boom,
Frank,
shakalaka.
I love you, Frank. I love you.
Okay, but I have
Greg.
a different question. I have
okay.
a different question. You shut me off yesterday before I could get to my real question. It didn't matter because I went back, I watched the FAQs, I watched the videos, and I solved my problem.
Well, I apologize for cutting you off yesterday, so let's get to it today. I'm sorry, sir.
No problem. But for years, I've been doing a financial webinar, real estate, finance, and credit. Mm-hmm. And my partner, Patrick, and I would like to interview Traffic Authority, whether it be Greg or Doug or Adam or you. We'd like to interview you and have you on the show. How can I arrange that?
You know what? I would call you on the telephone if I knew what your number was, okay? But I'll tell you what. You could be the very first person that will ever send me an email, okay? That will ever send me an email at joe@trafficauthority.net. I just got my email set up yesterday, so you'll be the first one, okay, Frank? Send an email to joe@trafficauthority.net and include your telephone number, and I'll give you a call, and we can arrange an interview. We'll have a conversation about what it is you're looking for and when it's going to take place, and we'll find the proper person we'll put in that chair so you get the best of what Traffic Authority has to offer. Is that cool?
Fantastic. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome, Frank. Thank you very much. See, that was a nice way to get out of the gate, don't you think, Greg and Doug? Didn't have anybody beating us up right out of the gate. Good morning, 9560. You're next up.
Hey guys, Mike from North Carolina. Hope you're doing well.
Hey Mike, how are you?
Good. Hey, just listening to your little conversation there real quick. I learned a long time ago. I've been doing network marketing for a long time, and I got derailed a long time ago when I found my wife. She fell 25 feet out of the ceiling, and I had no control over what happened next. No insurance, no anything. And I could have played the what-if game, or I could have played the blame game, but if it was to me, it was up to me. I had to go to corporate America and do what I had to do. But the bottom line is, looking at what we got here, looking at the mistakes that I shouldn't have done. I should have kept building my list 7 or 8 years ago when that situation happened. But I am so fired up for what we got going on here, because now finally I'm getting to build a list a lot quicker, and I'm pretty savvy at this stuff. So I've been doing funnel marketing for a long time. But anyway, Greg, I've been saying on Facebook, trying to someone to help me answer this question. I have 5 people that have opted into my Capture Site 2 and go over to Rich versus Poor. When they put in their name, when I look in my back office under leads and I see their name and their email, what it tells me, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they started the process to pay the $47 to get started, and they kicked themselves out, or the system kicked them out. usually if they just opt in for a lead, it's just an email, and I got plenty of those, and because the traffic's working great. But when I see a name and an email in there, am I wrong by saying that they credit card didn't go through, or they got hung up in the system somewhere? Help me, please.
That's you, Greg.
Hey, Joe, I'm just going to jump in because I actually am quite familiar with this answer, and you're 100% correct. That is what we call a partial, and due to the fact there really are, 3 steps to ordering $47. The first step is the opt-in page. The second step is, the name and building your account, and the third step is their credit card information and their personal information. So, yes, that is exactly right. One of the things that, I'm sitting back here thinking as I'm noticing all these partials coming through, and you guys have to kind of forgive me because I'm thinking out loud. This is really not talking to the rest of the team or anything else. But one of the things I'm thinking would be very, very helpful is collecting a phone number at that step, which I'm sure people would be willing to give because they're, obviously excited to see really the actual order form and see the end of it. So, that's one of the things I'm going to be talking to Adam and the development team about, this week. But that is why you see when you're looking in leads and you see email on, most of them, those are people that simply opted in. The ones you see in the lead section that have name are people that did go to the next step. And, of course, people you see in the downline section are people that, opted in, did the first part of the order form, plus they put the credit card and it was approved. So you're 100% correct with that.
And I appreciate that because that if we can get that number on that initial step, and then we can take control. I have no problem. You can tell I'm pretty. I get on the phone, I'll pick up the phone, and I'll say, like Joe said the other day, "Hi, I'm here. I'm real." That will make our conversion sales incredibly high. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Hey, guys, thank you very much for that discussion. Greg, I love it when you're here, Greg. And one of the things that we would do is, this is kind of like it's kind of like a hotline. This is like a concierge service, right? I mean, people are on Facebook. They're asking questions on Facebook. And thank you very much for coming out here, Mike, in North Carolina. Asked a question a couple times on Facebook. So for those of you who take the time to come here every day and start your day, this is kind of like concierge service, right? Here you got right now a gentleman who's got something that he's thinking about, that he's dealing with, and he has access right now in real time to a co-founder. How cool is that? 3488. Good morning.
How you doing? David Jackson, man, from New York.
Hey, David Jackson, how are you today?
Doing excellent. It's a beautiful day. I just had to tell everyone that I'm proud and honored to be part of the team.
Thank you, sir.
And I wish people really understood the opportunity we have in front of them. It's truly life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to ask Greg if possible I can send him a message in a minute. I have something private to ask him.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the kind words, David. And Greg, be looking for David. He's going to send you. He's got a little private message he wants to send to Greg Chambers. Thank you very much, David, for calling in this morning. Go ahead. Yes.
Hey, Joe, just want to shout out to David Jackson. He's one of our main leaders here. He's in the top 10. And, David, we appreciate all the hard work you do and the incredible team. I hear from your teammates all the time talking about what a great leader you are. And we appreciate you so much, my brother. So thank you for coming out. We really appreciate it. And I'll look for your private message.
All right, thanks.
Very welcome. Thank you very much, David. And you know what? There's something I'm going to be talking about on our radio show moving forward very, very soon. Very soon. We're going to be putting together a team, a group of individuals that are going to go under the name of the Traffic Control Board, the TCB. In the Traffic Control Board, there will be benefits to participate there. For example, the Traffic Control Board members, those are going to be people who are going to be featured on our weekly webinars, okay? You're going to get FaceTime, right? In some cases, some of you guys at some point will actually be hosting some of these informational webinars. And you're going to be will be elevating people to places that will really put you in a spotlight so your business, people in the world will see that you truly are a leader. Now, there are certain rules and requirements to become a member of the Traffic Control Board, and it's not a big deal. but we're looking for people who are focused and who are having results and who this is their primary program, maybe their primary source of income. So look forward to that, right? And David Jackson, you certainly are one of those individuals that we want to showcase on our traffic control board. 1393, you're next up.
Hi,
1393. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much for calling me, sir. How can I help you?
This is Calvin Dalton once again from Brooklyn. My username is CFD12.
How can I help you today?
There's a situation that I reported to you 2 days ago, within 2 times before now, where that I go to update my payment from $45 to $97, and at the time the system was down, and I get charged 3 times $28 instead. I'm trying to query that and get an answer from that. You promised me the last time that you get somebody back to me.
Okay, your username is, and I apologize. Okay, I accept you can browbeat me, no problem. And so what I'm going to do is, it's CMD12 is your username.
No, CFD12.
Okay, CFD12 is your username,
yeah.
And you were. I'm putting in I got a hotline right into a guy right now. You were charged 3 times $47, $28. And you wants to upgrade.
I was trying to update to the $97. I already have the $47. I was trying to go to the $97. But it happened on the 5th of September when the system didn't work in that powerful.
Okay. Please accept my apologies, and right now I've got somebody on the case for you, okay?
Okay, thank you. I know your job is very stiff. I'm just one little ice in the ocean, so I understand what's happening.
Let me tell you something, okay? You are very, very important. You're very important to me. You're very important to our community, and I'm standing down. Okay, I'm going to make sure that this is handled right now. I got somebody piping into me saying we'll get this resolved right now on the call. Okay, so thank you very much, and I apologize for that.
All right, thanks, man. Keep
You're welcome.
A good job.
Okay, thank you very much. See, that's nice. I wish my mother was that nice when she was spanking me when I was a kid. Okay, 5691, you're next up.
Steve Schumacher out here in Portland, Oregon, representing Nancy Flint's awesome team. Want to say thank you so very much for all the fantastic things you guys are doing for us. I can't say enough good words about my sponsor. She's just kind of hung in, and you guys have been really good to us. I have one quick question. When I'm posting to Facebook, I have the little thing that pops up that says, please enter your email address. Please wait while we verify your email address. Oops, looks like your email is not valid. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, but when I'm posting like all of that, that's what pops up. Is there something I'm doing wrong?
I don't know, Steve. I'm not a specialist in Facebook, but I think Greg may have an answer to that question. Greg, do you understand what's going on with the Facebook?
I certainly do, and this is something, you guys, that I have forgot to mention, and it's so critically important. These very high opt-in rates that we're getting today would actually be even higher because we use a validation service called Xverify, on all of our lead capture forms, whether you're sending, a done-for-you traffic package purchased from Traffic Authority or any of your, advertising you do or any of your personal contacts. And Xverify actually validates the email address prior to it going in. And, again, if your particular email address will not go through, just let you know there are some email addresses that, simply do not go through. And, the reason for that is perhaps you've complained in the past, with previous marketing or other things. That email address will never go through our system. So, what I recommend that you do, and I'm not saying you put a complaint in. It could have been something totally different. It could have been the network you were on had an IP that had an issue. There's a number of things that can cause this. But just simply use a different email address. Go to Gmail, get another one, or use one of your alternative email addresses you have. But I'm just here to tell you guys, The difference, in autoresponder bounce rates between using X-Verify and not using it, it literally drops the bouncing rate by 90%. And the reason for that is people that are, kind of watching things, unfortunately, many of them put in bogus information in order to see what's on the next page. We've just decided we're not going to allow that. Anyone who's not serious enough to put in a real email address is not getting to our second page. So that's all that's happening. And again, anyone else, I'm sure that we have other people on this call that have experienced, it actually, you see a little verification Java box pop up, and then it will not allow through. Just to let you guys know, I also have an email address like this that will not go through, so I just use one of my other ones. But that's what's happening.
Thank you very much for that, Greg. And that's pretty cool, actually, that there is a checks and balances system on the front end to make sure that the people who are coming in here, people who are getting involved here, are legitimate individuals. That's very, very cool. 2959, you're next up.
2950. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, wherever part of the world we are. It's Carlos Rodriguez from New York City.
Hey, how you doing today, Carlos?
I'm good. I just want to thank you guys for everything again, always. Greg, thank you for coming out of your comfort zone, brother. For real, because you get me out of my you get me out of my comfort zone. Like I said before, I also have a fear of public speaking. Although I'm a bartender, that's more like a one-on-one type of conversation. And when
that's
I
like
come
a therapist,
on, yeah,
like a therapist.
And I read something this morning. 80% of success is showing up, and believe me, I'm going to continue showing up. I'm going to continue doing what I have to do. And, you guys, sometimes I talk like I'm basically crying, man, but it's just so amazing. You guys are amazing. And that webinar, Jesus Christ, it was amazing. And here goes Carly Rose wanting to talk too. So I just wanted to shout you guys out and thank you.
You're welcome, Carlos. Thank you very much. And give there's Carly Rose in the background looking for some attention. Thank you very much, Carlos. Carlos is an amazing character. He said that he's a bartender. He's building a business like it's on fire, man. The thing is just racing, just talking to people, right? It's that simple. 8094, you're next up in the queue.
Hey, good morning. It's Dennis from Las Vegas, Nevada. How is everybody?
We're all doing great. Dennis, how are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, I've got a problem with my my pop-up on my active orders. The pause button doesn't come up, and it's been like 3 days since it's saying link review.
Okay, well, we were talking about link review, and we've gone into a lot of detail about link review lately.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know, have you been listening to the discussion about the link review and why we have that link review in there?
I'm not so much concerned about that, but I don't have a pause button on it.
All right, well,
I'm not able to.
Joe, I have that one if you don't mind.
I don't mind, please.
Awesome. Hey, anyone that sees that, basically, if all you're seeing, and we, again, Joe, this is what's so great about this call in this community, because yesterday I did not know the answer to this question because I'd never heard this. Because back in the previous renditions for 4 years, whether it was CPC Broker or Infinite Leverage, it did not work this way. But our advanced programming team has added a new feature, which basically, happens when your traffic has not yet started. When you click the Manage button, when you go over to your Manage Traffic page, the pause button disappears from your screen because you actually really have you have no ability to pause or unpause your traffic because it's under link review. What happens is once the link review is done by corporate, and all that means is we're making sure when a prospect is sent to the URL that you designated on your order, that it actually works. And once that's done internally, then we remove the link review piece and we place the order on pause. So, and this is really critical as well because we were not doing that originally, and for the last 4 years, we always just started orders right away. So we removed the link review and we started them. But we understand now from people, we got some issues with support. People were saying, hey, please, go ahead and remove the link review, but don't start the order. So we removed the link review, And all you've got to do, and there are right now, Joe, I can tell you, there are over 500 orders right now sitting in people's back offices. There are people on this call who actually have orders ready to start. All you have to do is log into your system, and you will see the link review is gone, and your order is simply on pause. I will tell you this, guys, I will be emailing all of you today because I want you guys to know that your orders are ready to go. There still are a few hundred more. I know I promised yesterday I could start them all, but there were a few more than I could get started. Today they will all be started, I promise. And so there will be no more link reviews for orders that were made in the past. So that's all that's happening. But just be watching. If you're seeing no pause button, log back in later today. You will see your pause button, and you can just unpause. Your traffic will start at that point.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're very, very welcome, Dennis, in Las Vegas. And I didn't know that either. That's really, really cool. And I got this visualization, right? It's like, you know what an hourglass looks like? You got all the sand in there, and it starts trickling through. That's kind of like what the traffic is looking like here, right? We got all these people who are raring to go, and so we can only fit so many through the little hole, like in an hourglass at a time. So it's cool. Everything's working out perfectly the way that it's supposed to work out. 8171, you're next up. Good morning. Hello, 8171. All right, we'll keep it moving then. You snooze, you lose. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. If I call the last four digits of your phone number, I'm only going to give you a count of 3 because we got a bunch of people. There's maybe another 20 or 30 of you here. 0033, you're next up.
Hi, this is Mary from Maryland.
Hey, Mary, how are you today?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
Great. I'm still having problems with my GetResponse account. I've integrated and put my API number in, and it's still not working. I'm not getting the follow-up newsletters or email from Traffic Authority, and I have quite a few opt-ins. So please advise.
Yeah. How about I do some advising on that, Joe?
Please do, Greg.
I'm sorry, what was the young lady's name?
Mary from Maryland.
Mary, thank you. Yeah, the first question I'm going to ask, you're saying that you're getting a number of leads. Have you confirmed there's 2 really easy ways to know what's happening? Number 1, you look in your Traffic Authority back office in the Business Center lead section. You confirm that leads are there. Step number 2, you actually go over to your GetResponse account and you basically go to the dashboard. You click on those little horizontal lines we've talked about that will show all of your campaigns and will show your total number of opt-in leads plus the ones that came in that day, which is really cool. So basically, when you look at that, you know the leads are going from traffic. So you know you're getting leads in your Traffic Authority back office. Then you also know they're coming to GetResponse. And then once you confirm that, you actually know that they're getting messages. I'll just let you know, Mary, unless you turn on a special notification, you would not be notified that your opt-in leads are getting emails. And I'm here to tell you, if you're doing any substantial amount of lead generation, that thing is a huge pain. If you're doing any more than 5 leads a day, you really don't want your autoresponder notifying you every time it's notifying someone else. That just becomes problematic. You can, however, put in your own personal email address. This is the best way to test your autoresponder system, and you guys hear me go over this every single day on the call. The best way to test is go to your marketing links section, choose one of your opt-in forms, put in one of your valid email addresses there, and basically that valid email address will go from your Traffic Authority account. It will go to GetResponse, and you will get an immediate autoresponder. That's really the only best way to test. Other people, of course, send test messages off their GetResponse account, but as we've discussed, the links will not work because they are dynamic. They are tied to the lead that's coming through. So that's why we always recommend, putting in your own email address. So, Joe, that's kind of how that works.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Mary. And I love this call because what's happening here in my mind, I'm getting some ideas on how we can better serve our community. Greg, last night you dropped a number. You talked about how many people are joining our community every single day. And I'm projecting out, 30, 60, 90 days. It's such an amazing group of people who are so hungry for information. So, earlier I talked about the Traffic Control Board. And what I'm thinking is at some point in time, you guys are going to be seeing a lot more live interactive stuff, specifically geared towards things like, GetResponse. So everything is coming together so nicely, and we're so new, and this is so exciting to be here right now. And that's still a big number, Greg. 600 people over the last 3 days. That's 200 people a day saying yes. And that's like just in the last couple of days, right? This week. Greg's asking if I'm multitasking. No, I'm not. I'm paying attention. 9190, you're next up.
Oh, this is Earl Teets out of Troy, Montana. You know, I had the same problem with my e-wallet, but I didn't let it stop me. I've already got commissions in my back office. But the bottom line is success leaves clues, folks.
Yes,
and if you understand how to follow those clues from success, connect those dots, and back that with actions, you won't go wrong. What I found with traffic authorities, 4 major needs that are filled on a huge scale for entrepreneurs that sets us apart from anybody else anywhere in the world. The first thing is, what is the price to show the plan for any business? How much does it cost you to go out and expose your home business to somebody and gas money, to sit at a restaurant and do a one-on-one presentation? The old school ways, you know, you're looking at over $10 per exposure. With Traffic Authority, even on the bronze pack, you get 340 exposures. So let's take a look at what does that really mean as far as success is concerned. Because there's a proven roadmap to $1 million incomes, meaning 25 exposures to book 5 appointments to properly show the plan 5 times. You do that for 90 days, you got $10,000 a month. That's a proven work habit, folks. So when you look at a bronze pack with just 340 clicks, I think it's $440. I don't remember the price off the top of my head. But stop and ask yourself, what does that cost you? That costs you what? Less than $4 a day to have more than 15 leads going through your system every single day for a month. If you move those leads to a daily basis, and now you saved yourself a ton of gas money, a ton of driving, and you can let the truth of this system set you free. Number 2, Payday works. I don't even have my ID into my e-wallet like Joe's talking about, and I've already got things saying, Earl, you got commissions here in e-wallet. So I know that it's a matter of time before the right picture goes through. It's no big deal. But, folks, the money shows up. And number 3, the mastermind of this call. You have no idea how awesome it is that these multi-million-dollar trainers take time out of their day to let all of us know what we have to work with. It's priceless. It's a mastermind group, like I said yesterday. Think and Grow Rich talks about having that mastermind. And last but not least, the 4th, is your daily actions to profit. You can have everything in the world I've talked about, but if you don't have a daily action to profit, you're dead in the water. What did Joe just talk about this morning? From now on, every single day, we're going to have those marching orders. Folks, you couldn't ask for a better place to earn. I mean, grab the bull by the horns, go out there and get the job done, because you won't find a better place on the planet to create success. Thank you, Papa Bear Joe. I love being here in the morning.
Big Earl, thank you very much. Earl, jumping out. My job is done, Earl. I feel like right now. I feel like, whew, thank you very much for that, man. And you are so right. You know, you are. I love the way that you reverse engineer this. Right? You're an old school guy. You used to go to a coffee shop and you would have to sit with somebody and you'd have to drive there and you'd have to pick up the tab and you'd have to pitch the deal and then you had to cross your fingers, and you have to do that over and over and over and over. And we live in this internet age now where everything is automated. You've got to figure it out, Earl. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you like every day, dude. Come on out here. 6778, you're next up.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I was on the call yesterday when we were having problems with the system. Thank you. I have joined the organization. I'm with Greg Chambers Group. Miss Eloise is my direct upline. I paid my $47. However, I've not gotten a welcome email for me to go further with a password or anything like that.
What is your name,
sir? First name is Walter. My email is hopeleverage@gmail.com, or you may see thinkbigfoриncrease@gmail.com. But I joined late Sunday, early Monday morning, and I still have not gotten a email saying welcome, where I can get started and get to the back of the office and get started.
Okay. I'm going to send Walter. Thank you very much, and we'll make sure that we get this handled for you immediately. Okay. Walter, what is your full name? What is your last name?
First name is Walter. Last name is Oliver. Oliver.
Walter Oliver.
Walter Oliver. I'm excited to be a part of the group.
Thank you very much, Walter. We'll have somebody handle that for you right away this morning. Okay. We want to help you get out of the gate as quickly as possible. Walter, I love your, and I'm digging your email address, hopeleverage@gmail.com. That's pretty cool. 9738, you're next up. Come on out here.
Aloha, this is Steve Crumsey. Can you hear me?
Yes, aloha, Steve. How are you today?
Pretty good, Joe. And this question is for Greg in regards to my Get Response. And I have went through all the setup with the API key and everything. My question is, I already had a Get Response account with a previous list loaded into it that was by default. There's already set to default. So I would like to actually have the Traffic Authority emails actually set as my default, so that once I click the button and begin ordering my traffic that I order, that it will actually start receiving the Traffic Authority emails and not the preloaded emails that I already had in there. If that makes sense.
Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, yeah, just to let you know, that default setting would have nothing to do with your leads going from your Traffic Authority back office into your Get Response proper campaign and them receiving messages. That default setting has to do with, like, if you're going to send a broadcast message or if you're wanting to look at stats in the reports area. And this is one of the cool things. This is why you guys hear me every day talk about from the Get Response piece. If you guys actually log into Get Response and you go to the dashboard, there's this thing right under Add Contacts called Subscriptions. If you scroll if you kind of look across the screen all the way to the right, there are like 4 boxes. They'll be in blue. That's the default setting. If you click on the horizontal lines box right next to that, what that does is it opens up a view, if you will, of all of your campaigns and the leads going in to those, different campaigns, which are really just your different lists, so you can see. And then if you go look at subscriptions, you'll see right next to that, it shows today, it shows yesterday, and last 7 days. So this will show your activity, and this is a really cool thing. So regardless of what your default is set to, you'll be able to see what the activity is. And just to let you know, I mean, you could literally have, you could have 10 different lists/campaigns, and you could have, traffic running to each one of those 10, and each one of those sending out autoresponders. So never worry about what the default is set to. That's not going to have any effect on that. That has to do just like with if you're going to send an individual broadcast separate from your autoresponders, or if you're going to look at certain reports. And that's just also one of those things, that you'll learn more. The more you're in there, the more familiar you'll get. And I just want to add one thing, that Get Response customer service, 24 hours a day, world class. I love those guys. I was looking up something, for someone early in the week, something again, I've had an account for a very long time, and there's just tons of I don't know either. And, I hit them up. They had an answer back for me in literally, 30 seconds, and we were off to the races. So I really love their support. It's like, it's just chat support, but super, super world class.
Okay, thank you, Greg. And I can tell you, hopefully Get Response can start seeing some royalties, because you seem really passionate about it.
Well, I'm passionate about list ownership. I mean, that, again, and understand, basically in previous businesses, we used to do autoresponders for our members. They could always download their own lists. We were always big proponents, and we talked about it, but we weren't walking the walk. When we got really together with Adam and his team, it really went from a discussion about having a list to now we facilitate that part. So it's a really great point. I am really passionate about this because, if you listen to Vincent in that webinar last night and you really heard from someone, it's a very typical story. You really heard someone that, had struggled in the beginning, and then, who through hard work and perseverance, took that struggle and turned it into a huge success story. That's really how list building works. And I mean, the only difference with Traffic Authority is we're gonna collapse that time, like Vincent talked about, where you can build a list much faster. With that said, there's still going to be, you're going to put some money into your business. I mean, building a list is not free, but the ones who build it and they control that on their own autoresponder, I'm telling you, the ability to monetize that going forward is, going to be huge. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I mean, Traffic Authority, we will have events for sale. We will have additional products for sale. When you have that list, we're not just talking about this. This isn't just something we're saying, oh, it's going to be nice, like it's a nice day today. No, it's going to be, hey, I've got 5,000 records, and we're going to give you guys the emails to go send broadcasts to send them down the brand new product, marketing path. So if I sound passionate, it's no joke. I mean, I'm really excited about that part because we're making that possible for the average person to monetize the data they're generating now. So it's a huge, huge advantage.
Okay. And also, my second question is, I'm still having leads come through the pre-launch capture page, and I really like that because I get to get a phone number that I can follow up with them. And I actually like Joe's idea about incorporating that with the new capture pages for Traffic Authority. But do those leads get loaded into the new capture page email autoresponder, or is that something I have to kind of do manually? I think I missed that question earlier.
Again, it's really simple. That just has to do with where you're directing the traffic. If you direct the traffic to the pre-launch URL, then those people are going to go to the pre-launch site, which is still up, and they're going to go there. If you simply log into your Traffic Authority main back office and go to Business Center marketing, it's actually reseller is the main menu, then Business Center, and then marketing links. If you pull a marketing links URL and send your traffic there, they are going to go down through the new marketing path, and they will go into those proper autoresponders, absolutely for certain.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Greg. Thank you, Joe. You guys are doing a great job. I'll let you guys move on to the next question.
Thank you, Steve. Aloha. Steve is out there in Hawaii. It must be nice. It's early morning there. You want to talk about dedication? This dude is getting up nice and early to plug in here. I love that. 6392, you're next up.
Good morning. This is Mallory Nedley from Carrot River, Canada.
Mallory, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. How are you guys?
I'm good. What river in Canada?
Carrot River, Saskatchewan is what I meant to say, but I kind of cut myself off there.
Carrot River, Saskatchewan. The Great White North. I don't know if you remember that show or not. So what's happening today, Mallory?
Well, my question already got answered because it was about yesterday with me not having a traffic button, but Greg went and explained it perfectly well, just saying that, with it just pending, that once they go through that and go through that link, that then I will have that option again. So my question was already answered. So I guess my only other thing would be is, I don't know if this has actually been answered or not, but for myself, for my e-wallet, I've just finished moving recently, so both my driver's license and my passport have my old address on it. Now, I did go to the dealership to get that changed. Now, would I need to wait until I got my new address because of having to have a bill that has my address on it, or could I just use my passport and my ID with my old address on it and go from there?
All right, that's a question. That's a good question. And as I said earlier today, I've been getting, it's a challenge for me, right? They've rejected 3 times my documents. Here's what it says on the page. Okay, this is what it says on the e-wallet page. They need a photo ID. Okay, and you have a photo ID, like here in the United States, the passport does not have an address on it. And then they need proof of address, which would be a utility bill. But if you have moved, it also says you can get a certified affidavit to verify that you have an address, that you live at your address. What that means in my neighborhood, okay, a certified affidavit means that I would create a document that says I, Joseph Richard, currently reside at this address in this city in this state. And then I take it to a notary public. There's a notary public. They have him at the bank. They have him at the local town hall. And there's a person there who legally verifies and certifies and makes that an affidavit, and that should suffice. Or in the meantime, you can just fast track a utility bill. Like it's my auto insurance bill, right? If you have auto insurance, Mallory, I'm certain that you've got to update your address with your auto insurance, so that because they usually insure your car based on where it's parked. And then what I did to get it done is I just went to Geico, my insurance company, and I printed out my declarations page, and it was instant, right? They added the address, they made the change immediately. I went, I printed it out. I printed out the declarations page for my car, and there was proof of my address. And that's a simple shortcut that worked for me. 8164, you're next up in the queue.
Hi, good morning. Well, actually, good afternoon. My name is Anthony Rios. I'm from Staten Island, New York.
Anthony, how are you?
Good. I just want to first off say thank you for you guys doing an amazing job and blessing us with this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll make the question quick. Maybe it's been answered before, but like say myself, I started off with the basic package, and they said you have to make 3 sales of a certain package in order to qualify. Would say if I put my leads through and somebody purchases say a platinum package and I get 3 like that, would that qualify as a sale, or it has to be me going to the sales page and making a sale to somebody? Would that be the same thing, or?
Hey, Greg, this is a great question, and it has to do, I think, with the 3-star program and then the qualification bank, right?
Yeah,
Greg,
he actually is putting a few things together here, and let's actually just go immediately to the traffic end of this question, because he had said that he purchased a basic package. So you, my friend, are qualified to receive basic traffic commissions right now. As soon as you do that, you're qualified, provided that you are at least a reseller, which means that you're paying the $20 admin fee for that. Now, when you talk about the three rules are basically there in case that you don't actually purchase the traffic optimizer or the traffic academy. That's when the 3 rule goes into effect. So basically, as an example, if let's just say as an example, you went at the $20 level only, were admin, and you purchased traffic but did not purchase either residual packages, then it's true. You would pass up 100% of your first 3 traffic optimizers and your first 3 traffic academies. Those commissions 100% would roll to upline people who are qualified. The people, however, that you actually sold those to are still your team members. You still have the opportunity to earn traffic commissions from them later on down the road. Let's just move past that and talk about the traffic part. The traffic part really does not have anything to do with 3. It really has to do with dollars in your qualification bank. And this is the way it works. And I'm going to be really quick, Joe, because this could be a 20-minute explanation. But I love the qualification bank. It's so great because it doesn't matter where you start. You can get qualified all the way to the top level, regardless whether you ever purchase a traffic package or not. Obviously, the ones you purchase, helps you build your list quickly yourself, and you also get dollar-for-dollar credit. So let's just say, as an example, you buy a basic this month, you buy a basic next month, you buy a basic the month after that. Well, those 3 orders, you're of course going to get the traffic to build your list. You're going to get some results, but you're also going to be silver qualified, because when you add those 3 up, dollar-for-dollar qualification means that you moved, from basic to silver qualification. So it means you're able to receive commissions from anyone who buys traffic basic through silver. Now, if you had someone that came in, like you had said, that bought platinum, again, if these are people on your team, the qualification basically is it takes 3 times the team volume to move your qualification. So, again, you have to get your calculator out, but, a platinum order is a big order. So, I mean, you're going, all you do is kind of just, divide it by 3, and it's going to tell you exactly where your qualification is. I'm going to do one here for us real quick just because I can't resist. Joe knows I love to play with numbers. Basically, I mean, if you didn't buy any traffic yourself and you sold 1 platinum on your team, that would be $700. You divide that by 3, it's $732. That's over $660. You would be basic through silver qualified out of the get-go after the very first platinum sale. You make 3 platinum sales, and again, you can just add the money up. But I mean, we know since we're dividing by 3 of them means you're going to be platinum qualified for traffic Doesn't mean you had to sell 3 to get there. It just means that you did, in this case, sell 3, and that's why you're platinum qualified. So, and I just wanted to just touch base really quickly on one other thing, because we talked about originally, on Traffic Optimizer and, the Traffic Academy, how if you don't purchase those yourselves, the first 3 go up. Now, that's unrelated, because most people are going to purchase at least one. Many, are purchasing both. That's unrelated, that 3 part, to actually the 3-star, which you mentioned, which basically says for the very first 6 sales of every category, and the 3 are Traffic Optimizer, Traffic Academy, and Traffic Packages. The first 6 in each one of those categories, you're going to share commissions 50% to yourself when you make the sale, 50% to your sponsor. And then when you get to the 7th one, then you're going to retain 80%, and you're going to send 20% up to your sponsor in each one of those levels. And they don't happen, they don't happen simultaneously. You're going to have the $47 levels coming in first. And I just want to just finish by saying in the traffic area, it's not each level of traffic, because we have 6 different ones. Can you imagine that'd be 18 sales to get qualified in traffic? It's not the case. All you've got to do is it's the same idea. Basically, you make 6 total sales in traffic that you're going to share 50%, and the 7th one doesn't matter what the first 6 packages. It could be 6. It could be 6 basics. It could be 6 diamonds. It could be any combination thereof. 6 traffic sales. After that, you're going to retain 80% of your direct sales. And I'm just one very last thing is that always think about too. It's not really about just what you're sending to your sponsor. Think about your team. Every new team member you introduce. This is why we're so motivated to work with our new team members. Is their first 6 sales of each category, you're really partnering with these people. You're 50-50 partners with them. So, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty motivated to earn 50%. So I'm working with my new people to make sure they're out there making sales. And, every time they do, I'm earning half. So bring in new people and work hard with them, because you're going to earn with them. So, Joe, long story short, that's how that works.
And thank you very much, Greg. I love this comp plan. I absolutely love this comp plan, because everybody has vested, and its ongoing residual commissions are available. And I know that people think, oh, man, I've got to pass up. I've got to split 50-50 commissions. It's like, really? But then again, if you take a look down, you look a little bit lower, then what happens is you've got all those individuals that you're working with who are sharing their commissions with you. It's absolutely a beautiful thing. And I just got news here. This just came in. Calvin, if you are still with us, you had your refunds actually took place on the 10th. Okay, on the 10th. So take a look at your bank account, because you remember earlier today, Calvin, who I said, oh, I wish my mother was that nice to me when she was spanking me. Calvin, if you're still with us, check your bank account, because those refunds were made by Traffic Authority 6 days ago. That happened on the 10th of September, which I love that. I'm really excited to hear that. Yeah, the comp plan is cool. It pays on and on and on. Let's keep it moving. 2238, you're next up.
Hey, Joe, this is Preston. How you doing?
Preston, I'm doing good. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Joe. Joe, I sent Greg Chambers my information to get into my Get Response, because I heard one day that he would go back there and set that up. I was just wondering if Greg had gotten that note from me.
Greg, did you get a note from Preston?
I'll have to check that, Preston. I'm sorry. I do get a huge amount of personal messages, and I try to respond to them all every day. If I missed yours, would you just resend it, please, and it will bring it to the top? And, it doesn't take long at all. But let me just ask you, Preston, just because we're on the phone here again, did you actually, go through the process and actually attempt to, go through the process to have your Traffic Authority autoresponders preloaded in your Get Response account, or did it get stuck at some point?
Yeah, I got kind of stuck, Greg.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll deal with yours. I mean, like I say, I've done it so many times. It's literally a 5-minute thing, so I'll walk through with it today.
Do I send that to Greg Chambers at trafficauthority.net?
No, just on Facebook is much, much better. I'll get it immediately.
Okay. Inbox you at your page at Facebook?
Yeah, if you just hit me on, any of the posts I've made over on the thing, just click message me. I'll get that message really quick.
Yeah, I send it that way too, and I send it to your email as well.
Okay, great. Thank you, Preston.
I'll do it again.
Thank you, Preston. Have a good day today. We'll keep it moving here. 0023, you're next up. 0023.
Hi, good morning, Joe. This is Bob Hartman, California.
Hey, Bob, how are you?
Pretty good, Joe. Greg has already answered the questions a little bit earlier that I had, and I was looking, approximately when I start getting some traffic sent out, and because I bought my package back in the pre-launch, and nothing's happened yet. But he answered that they're all going to be going out within the next 24, 48 hours. So that's great. So
that's correct.
I appreciate
Thank you very much. And remember, Bob, remember that once the pending link review is gone, you're going to have to log in there, and there's a box there where you're the one that will start the traffic. You decide when the traffic will flow, but you'll be able to do that as soon as the pending is gone, and that should be gone within the next 24 hours. Thank you very much for calling in, though, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for paying attention. Bob is a guy, we've had a couple, we also had Mallory come out and say, you know what, my question was already answered. That's a beautiful thing. 1650, you're next up.
Hello, guys. It's Barry in Tucson.
Barry, where the hell have you been, bro? I haven't heard you out here in a few days.
Yeah, I haven't been on since Friday anyway.
And where's your buddy?
Yeah.
Where's your buddy Ed? He won an iPad. I figured he'd be coming out here talking about his iPad. I haven't heard from him in a few days either.
Did he really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he won the iPad. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. First of all, Joe, there are some of us who do remember the Great White North, eh? So take off, hoser. Way to go. But I got a couple things to say. Last night, of course, enjoyed the webinar as usual. I really liked the dancing fool analogy. That was really hit home. I mean, to what one crazy leader who takes a risk, what can happen? That was great. And yeah, it is. And kudos to Earl, if you're out there, my man. You said a mouthful and you said it well, boy. But just someone calling the other line. I just about jumped out of my chair with getting fired up there. So good job on that. And it really is true. You know, you guys, what you said last night, Joe, on the webinar about how they could be out, you know, they meaning Greg, Doug, Adam, who, you know, they could be out on their yacht, and the word you used was underlings, you know. I have made this same speech to my kids and friends exactly as they could be out on their yacht, on vacation, golfing. Only difference is I used the word minions, you know. So I feel exactly that way, and I thank you again. I'll continue thanking you. You're going to hear it. You deserve to hear it, okay?
Barry, thank you very much. And there was recently a movie called Minions, right? The Minion movie I think that was the name of those little creatures. But we are here. It is an amazing thing that Greg and Doug come out here live every single day. Thank you for the kind words, and I'm loving the webinars too. You know that we do our best in the webinars, ladies and gentlemen. If you've yet to get to one of our webinars, we do our best to inject some things in there that will tickle your noodle, maybe tickle your imagination, get you thinking about things a little bit differently. And what Barry's referring to is that video about the one kid dancing on the mountain like a maniac, all sunburned, and you know, after a couple minutes, another joined, and then before you know it, it was just a mountainside full of people dancing their butts off. And so that's really what's happening here, right? Dare to be different. You know, Greg and Doug, they've been out here daring to be different for a long time. I would consider myself one of that group. And each and every one of you has the same opportunity. Just do it. You know, you found something here, it's amazing. So what if some people say no? So what if some people think you're stupid? So what? Some people will say, yeah, I want to dance with you. And the next thing you know, boom shakalaka. Good morning. I think somebody's calling in from England right now. It's maybe England or the Netherlands. You're next up. 2865 is the last four digits. Yes, hello.
Can you hear me? This is Greg and Tersh from the Netherlands.
Greg in the Netherlands, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We're doing good.
Yeah, I have two questions, really. The first question is, I think last week we talked about Dana. You remember her?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, but for some reason she's gone from out of my back office, so she's not under me or something. I don't know. she disappeared from my back office.
Okay.
And
all right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Her name is Dana Clark, and her username is Mrs. Dana.
Okay, and what is your username, Greg?
It's Janelli.
Your Okay, go ahead.
GIANLLY.
GIANLLG.
Yeah,
Greg.
double L, and then what is it? The other I. I'm not good at English, but
okay.
What's it? The other I?
GIANLLI.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send in a ticket for you right now. We'll try and track down and see where Dana Clark is, Mrs. Dana, who should be in your group. Okay, I'll do that for you this morning. I'll send over a support ticket for you.
Yeah, and the second question is, like in the pre-launch, right? In the pre-launch, when somebody signs up, you can see if people are inactive or active, but you can follow up. Right? You can follow up with the phone numbers and all that stuff. But in the new back office, people came to me and they say they signed up under my link, but I don't see them in the back office. So is it like that they have to buy something before I can see them in my back office?
Yeah, well, they're in your back office. There are leads. Okay, there are people who may join you and they are a lead, but they're not a customer yet. In those leads, you have. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I did a live sign up with somebody, and he wasn't in my back office. I gave him my link. He did a live sign up. I was with him on Skype. That the last name is Roger. The last person is Roger Voshall. Roger Voshall. I did a live sign up with him, and he wasn't in my back office.
All right, Greg, I'm going to send in a support ticket because this is a very unique situation to you. We're not getting reports of this except in your case, quite frankly. So what I'm going to do is I've made notes. I've got all of your information here. You had a guy sign up live, Roger Voshall. Is that Vasholl?
Yeah, Voshall. Yeah,
how do you spell
Voshall, that? VOSHALL.
Okay, listen, I want to move along here because this is a very unique, specific situation to you, and we're going to make sure that you get handled here today to find out what's going on. I really appreciate you calling in all the way from the Netherlands, an international organization for sure.
I really appreciate you guys. What you guys doing, and I'm still going strong. I'm still promoting and all that stuff. I just want to make sure that that the people are under me. That I sign up. So.
Got it.
Thank you guys for everything.
All right, you're very, very welcome. All right, Greg, we'll see you soon. Greg calling in from the Netherlands. I love that. You know what I'll do is I'll lay that out on a document for you, Doug. 0618. Good morning. You're next up.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Adam, Greg, you too, Joe, and all the team out there in Traffic Authority land. I wanted to say thank you so much for returning my overpayment. I know I overpaid on one of my cards for joining at the basic level, and I did get the return back to my bank account. My wife confirmed that, so thank you so much for that. The other thing, I really like Big Earl. I mean, he told it like it was. He gave 4 steps on how to win in the game of life with Traffic Authority. And like Reverend Ike says, you can't lose with the stuff I use. You can't miss if you work with this. If you get in there and take the nail out of your head and do the work, Traffic Authority will work for all of us. So I just wanted to thank you, Big Earl. And also, hey, Carlos and David Johnson and the guy from Brooklyn and New York City, I suggest let's get together. Let's meet somewhere and plan on how we could bring the powerful, inspiring value of Traffic Authority to New York City. We can do this thing, but we got to get started. So I just wanted to share that. I want to also give kudos to one of the guys on my downline, Calvin. lets him. He's doing tremendous amounts of promoting. He got people on his team. But I have a question. I'm doing a lot of marketing the best I can on social media, and I always put my disclaimer in there whenever I mention money that can be earned. And I'm a little bit I just wonder. I tried to upgrade to Traffic Academy because I want to be all in, but I mean, for a couple of weeks I haven't been able to do that. Every time I press the button or submit button, nothing happens, and I keep checking my bank, and there's no deduction for the $97. So I wonder. I know Greg, Doug has been working to help me with that, and you too, Joe. But I wonder, have that been taken care of yet? Because with all my marketing I do, I wonder, if people sign up and Traffic Authority, I can't get the commission because I'm not listed as having a Traffic Academy package as well. If you know what I mean. Hello?
I don't know. Joe, can you hear that? Joe may be muted temporarily.
I'm here.
But yeah,
I'm here. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that again I've heard this now yesterday and today that there are some folks trying to upgrade. I understand why Dalton's order would not upgrade because he was refunded. And, basically, so he's not a reseller. He's not traffic, optimizer. And so trying to upgrade to BL3 with one payment of $97 would not have done that. So that's why his did not go through. But for people like you who are at the $47 level, just trying to upgrade, to have all three, I mean, that just doesn't sit very well with me. And I'm going to be talking to Adam and our main developer to see why that is, because that should be a super easy process for you guys. I mean, I'm talking like a one-click process. So I may not be able to get an answer on that for this call, but I'll make a note, and tomorrow we'll have an answer for that.
Okay, thank you so much. Joy be with you, boy.
Really appreciate that.
And thank you very much for calling in here today. Let me bring up the next window here. I just got a report just came in from Carl, who's one of the programmers, and he said anybody who's had a duplicate billing situation, they should be seeing anybody who has one of those still remaining out there. He's thinking that within 24 hours, every single one of those should be taken care of. And so for some of you guys, I'm going to ask you that you can, if you did have a duplicate situation, go ahead and double check, okay? Because we had somebody earlier today who was talking about the fact that they had been, they had a little bit of a problem with that issue as well. I think it was Carl. And then we found out today that his refund happened on the 10th. So make sure that you guys are checking into your banks. If there was, there were very few of them, but there were some duplicates. No big deal. We got you covered. 0407, you're next up.
Hi, this is Norma from Orlando, Florida. I came in as a reseller, and my question is, do I need to buy traffic? I've also signed up with GetResponse, and I have had it integrated into my Traffic Authority. So everything worked well for me, as well as the e-wallet. But now, and I did go over the reseller training. I did go through that. Is there anything else I need to do, or do I need to buy traffic as a reseller?
Well, no, you don't have to buy traffic. There is no product purchase required whatsoever. Maybe you already have a list. Perhaps you already have a list. And if you have a list, then you can just send to your marketing links your list. There are a variety of ways to develop traffic. Now, one of the great features and benefits that we have here is that we have traffic packages available for people who don't yet have a list. But it's not a requirement whatsoever. I signed up a guy last week who happens to work at the deli counter at my local grocery store, and he has come into our program, and he's all in at $144. And I had that happen without even, having a list. I also have experience personally in direct selling, and I have signed up people in my business because they know who I am, and I send them an email with the link, and you will have a link. If you are a reseller, you have marketing links. So I'm able to send to my own personal contacts an email with the link to my marketing funnel. You don't have to buy traffic. I want everybody to realize that traffic purchase is not a requirement. However, in order for you to receive commissions, you're going to have to qualify, okay? You're gonna have to qualify. And qualification is very, very simple. You will pass up 3 sales at each level, and that'll get you qualified at those levels. Or the fastest way to qualification is to purchase a traffic package yourself. But sounds to me like you're ready to roll. You're a reseller. You've gone through the training. You have your autoresponders ready to fire up. So now all you have to do is get traffic to your site. That's all you got to do, is you got to get traffic, eyeballs on your offer. And the best way, the easiest way to do that is to buy a traffic package. But you don't have to buy a traffic package. That's not a requirement here, period, end of story.
Thank you very much, and thank you guys for the opportunity.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for dialing in here this morning. We'll keep it moving. 7534, you're next up.
Yeah, Franklin Tyler, Chicago, Illinois. How are you?
Franklin, I am from the Chi, my brother. That's my hometown, South Side. I'm a Sox fan.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in Chicago Lawn area.
Okay, I'm not too far out from the Rosen community.
I know where you're at. Franklin, how can I...
Okay, on a night in Wallace, Chicago, Illinois. Look here, exactly. Joe, it's nice to... I've been listening to you all for a while, okay? Mm-hmm. I haven't, of course, met you, Joe, Adam, Greg, Doug, but you got one man working with you, but I've been knowing it perhaps before you all did, and that is Eric Bechtel.
Oh, Eric Bechtel, man.
About 10 years.
Really? So you're dialed into a guy who really understands the industry and he knows what he's doing. We feature Eric on a lot of our stuff, right? You'll see him on our webinars. You see him on some of our sales funnels. Eric is a great guy.
I saw all of it there working out one night. But you know what my problem is? I cannot, talking about getting out of the gate, I can't get the gate unlocked here. What's happening is I'm looking now at I came in on Eric, of course, with the $144 deal. Mm-hmm. Right offhand, I don't even recognize what package that is, silver, gold, or what. But anyway, I came in that way. Now, I don't have evidence. I don't see where I've ever paid that, but I have some evidence that I'm on the right track to start with, because Traffic Authority did me an email about my e-wallet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
My e-wallet is in the process. It'll be finished off sometime soon, making a long story short. But do you all give temporary usernames and passwords? Because I can't get in back offices yet.
Well, if you received an email from eWallet, you're in our system, Franklin. You're in our system. And what is what's your full name? What's your last name?
Tyler, like Tyler, Texas. Tyler, Tyler.
All right, I'm going to send in a quick support ticket, and we'll see what we've got going here, and we'll have somebody send you a welcome email once again, so that you could, so we'll send you an email with your username and your password, so you can go back in there and log in. And the one thing I want to do, and Greg, come on out here. The one thing I want you to do, Tyler, is promise me that you'll go through all of the video there, so you can be totally up to speed on how to get busy with your company.
Yeah,
so
but if that stuff is in the back office, I can't even get to it. You follow what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm not being facetious by far. I need help, okay? I'm not a baby. I don't need nobody to hold my hand. I need somebody to show me what to do and move back, and I'll go to work. Just like
maximum
Eric.
Respect. Okay, maximum respect.
Hey, Joe, just a little comment, because, I was just thinking about, Walter Oliver, saying that he was waiting for his welcome message with his username and password, and we're hearing the same thing from this gentleman. It's really important to remember that your username and password are, what we call user identified. That means that you created them yourself. Now, of course, we do email them because we know people sometimes don't remember, what they put in. But the point is, anyone who actually, is coming through any process where you're becoming a Traffic Authority representative, we're not making up usernames and passwords for you. They are assigned. You assign them yourself coming through the process. So your username and your password are things that you would have developed, and all you've got to do is go to trafficauthority.net/login.php and put in whatever it was that you assigned as your username and password. Now, of course, if you've forgotten that kind of stuff, like it sounded like Walter Oliver did, I'm going to PM him with what he assigned himself.
Okay,
if you remember what you assigned yourself, you can just go to trafficauthority.net/login.php, and you can sign in right now.
just a moment. Embarking upon the situation, I use email. I've used a username and a password that I've always used. Okay, and I get back here some numbers. There are no numbers in my passwords and stuff. Okay.
But Joe, this is the problem we have. I mean, this is the problem. Sir, I get it. Joe, can you mute this guy?
Wait, Franklin. I'm going to send you. Franklin Tyler. I'm going to make sure that we're going to get you an email with your proper username and password, so that you can get logged in.
I don't know about these things that I've got as a password and a username. You follow what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Give that to me because I don't even know nothing about these numbers. You see? By the way, Joe. Yeah. Do you see you're around Chicago, right? Did you happen to know the Wirtz family?
Yeah, I know who the Wirtz family is, of course. I'm a Blackhawks fan for years. I was a season ticket holder there for years. My father used to take me to the Sox games all the time. All right, let's move forward here. This is a European call, 9984.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes. I am K. Vasudevan from India. Greetings from India to you and also from myself. Hello?
Hello, I can hear you from India. Hello, how can I help you?
Thank you so much. I joined in the mid-August itself as a pre-launch member and trying to upgrade. I am not able to get past step 2. I do not know why. Every time I press that button, I stay in the same page. I am not processed further. I don't know whether if there is a problem with credit card, processing by even our bank here, I can't make out. Then I request some other alternative payment processing. I must enter. I am keen to enter and get into instant access and instant success in Traffic Authority. Please help me.
All right, I don't know what I could do, okay? The only thing I would ask you to do is get with your bank. I have somebody else in India who had a problem with their credit card because it was an international purchase. And they had to go into their bank and verify
No, I'm not sure about it. What is the problem? I only guessed it so that since I'm very keen and I have been processing it, I just don't know what is the problem. I am not able to get past the step 2. I am under Mr. David Jackson and also under David Crandall.
What is your username?
I joined in the mid-August itself as a pre-launch member.
Okay.
So kindly help me that I must get into. If there is any problem in payment processing, there should be alternative mode of payment.
Okay, we're moving towards bank wires and some other functions that we can accept payments, but that's down the road a little bit. If you can just give me your username, what is the username for your account?
Yes, I'll give you. My name is Krishnamurthy Vasudevan.
Okay, what is your user?
Krishnamurthy Vasudevan. My username is. Hello,
here's
sir?
what I'm going to do. Hold on, I can cut.
Shall I spell
hold on.
Hold
on.
I spell it? Please, I'll do. KRA.
Hold on, please. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on mute so you can listen to me. Okay. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Send me an email. You send me an email. Send me an email at Joe, J-O-E, at trafficauthority.net. In the subject line, put this: send wiring info. Or just put the word wire, W-I-R-E, and we will send you information on how you can do a bank wire to satisfy your need to get yourself positioned properly in our company. 1605, you're next up. Hello, 1605, are you there? I guess not. 5649, can you hear me?
Yes.
5649, hello.
Yes, I
hello.
Can. Hi.
How can I help you?
Hi, it's Bert from Canyon Lake. Yeah.
Bert, what a refreshing voice. How you been? It's good to hear from you.
Just fine. My goodness gracious.
I know.
Yeah, I woke up late in the call, so it was good. I've had issues with my plumbing, so I was up late. And
speaking of plumbing, I've been on this call already for an hour and 34 minutes. I think my plumbing is calling me to the if you know what I mean. So Bert, how can I help you this morning?
Well, I just wanted to listen for the first time. I really, really listened for different things. Earl Teets is amazing, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Earl is amazing.
Yeah, he really shared with us a lot of good stuff. And old school, new school, it doesn't matter as long as you're in the system. And I think calls that you've had, this last call especially, they need to realize that life isn't as difficult as they may perceive it to be, and just to hang in there and just simmer down. I have to grant it to you and Greg this morning that you guys had a lot of patience going through the last 4 weeks of very little sleep, a lot of frustrated comments, a lot of repeated comments. You guys continue to show patience, and that says a lot about you guys. It says a lot about our leadership. Says a lot about the system. Just hang in there, people. We're going to be in the history books, just like Joe said yesterday. Google's 18th birthday. Our 18th birthday will be 2033, and how many people are going to look back and say, wow, I was there in the beginning. I was there. So just simmer down.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
all I have to say, Joe.
And thank you very much, Bert. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to release Greg Chambers right now. He's got work to do. He has things that he has to attend to on our behalf. Thank you for showing up here today, Greg. We look forward to having you back tomorrow. So Greg has left the building, ladies and gentlemen, but we have a little bit more time. 9151, you are next up in the queue.
Hey, Joe, this is Bricktown Tom in Oklahoma City. I knew just as soon as I bit into my McDonald's breakfast sandwich, you'd call my number.
How can I help you today, sir? What's going on?
Listen, I had some questions about the daily but I went over to the daily marketing plan. It answered everything, and the value there, and also the value of this call-in. The people before me answered my questions. I just want to comment on the Get Response. The pre-launch leads that you may have, what I did was just took those names and emails and went over to Get Response and loaded those in there manually and assigned them to the TA campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And
excellent.
I had a couple of small email lists that I own, and I also took those and put those in Get Response and assigned them to the TA campaign. And, I just want to let people know they can do that if they have, especially the pre-launch leads, take them over and just put them in Get Response, and they'll get fired up over there.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. I know you're in a hurry. Listen, thank you, Joe. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the time. Don't choke on that McDonald's, please. That breakfast sandwich. You got me hungry right now. 5015, you're next up.
Hi. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Who is this?
This is Jean from Brooklyn.
Hey, Jean.
Brooklyn, New York. Good. Listen, I heard something that you said at the beginning of the program about Get Response and the validation. Now, I'm already set, but I have a question. What it is that when I tried to sign up in the beginning for Get Response, they said that there was something suspicious, and I had to send in some kind of ID, which I did, and that was okay. Is that normal?
I have no idea if that's normal. Is that your question? Is that normal?
Yes, that's one of my questions. Yes, because what happened was they made me suspicious that maybe my email was, compromised or something. So what I did was when they sent me back after I sent up the information to them and they approved it and I got in and I'm all set up. I got back an email from them, but then it seemed like on the end of their welcome message, I have a name that's foreign. So I have a screenshot of that. I would like to send it to somebody to see if, if that's anything, because if my email that I'm using is compromised, I don't want to use it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that comment. And if you would like to send that in, you can send that in to support at trafficauthority.net. Thank you very much, Gene from New York. We got 1754 is next up.
Hello?
Hello, 1754. You're next.
Hi. I just have a couple questions.
Okay, go ahead. What's your name and what are your questions?
My name is Brian. I'm from Canada. And I'm using Aweber with the Easiest Sale system.
Mm-hmm. All right, listen,
and
Brian, I'm going to cut you off right there. If you're using Aweber with Easiest Sale system, then you've got to go to Easiest Sale system. Okay, this is Traffic Authority. We know that's Devon Brown. He's got some systems that work very, very well. So if you have an Aweber question, you have to go to Easiest Sale system with that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's keep it moving. 7300. 7300. You're next up.
Yes. Hello, Joe. This is Kenna from Washington.
Hi, Kenna. How can I help you this morning?
I've got a question about my split testing. It doesn't seem to be working. I've got my traffic, where I'm sending my traffic is my rich versus poor B2, and I don't get any clicks or anything in my split tester.
Okay, well, a split testing is something that is very, very specific to the Traffic Optimizer tool. And Greg Chambers has had a release. We've released him from duty this morning because he has to work on our behalf. There's many things that he has to take care of this morning. A split testing issue, if you'll bring the question back tomorrow when Greg is here, we'll talk to him about split testing. He's a specialist with that function. So if you would, or else you can send in a support ticket, of course, on split testing. Again, that's kind of out of my wheelhouse as far as exactly what's going on with your split tester, Kenneth. So thank you very much. You can bring that back tomorrow for Greg. And 2802, you're next up. 2802, hello? I guess 2802 is not paying attention. Let's go back to 1605. You're next up, 1605.
Yeah, hey Joe. Sorry, I had the grandbaby in my hand when the phone when you called my number out, so I couldn't get to you quick enough.
Hey, how you doing there, Ed? Congratulations on the web. Congratulations on the iPad, dude. How's it working? You got it yet?
Yeah, right. Well, I did put a response in the. I didn't want you to think I was not grateful. I put a Facebook post in the mastermind group, so that should have been there for everybody to read. So I did respond to that, and I haven't come out because I've got juggling teaching and then grandbaby babysitting and stuff too. But hey, I just wanted to. I'm glad to hear it. See, it's good for being on the call because you do get a lot of your questions answered, like the one with the refund. Because I have my gentleman in England who had a double package, and I just was coordinating with him, and I think Doug was working on it, and then I was working on behalf of him with Greg. So we had two people working on it, the same issue. So now the thing is what hasn't been addressed is what happens on those commissions, because I don't want an incorrect commission too for something that I really didn't earn. So we need to follow up on that.
All right, we will, Ed. Thank you very much. And congratulations, okay, on the iPad. And that specific question, again, if you will send to me exactly the names of the individuals you're referring to so we can keep this call moving. If you'll send me...
I'm sorry.
No problem. Just send me, give me a detailed request at my email address at joe at trafficauthority.net. And I will make sure that I can do my best to get that handled for you. And congratulations. Take care of that grandbaby. And listen, that is it. Ed is the last guy. I want to thank everyone who took the time here this morning. We've been here for nearly 2 hours. Hopefully we got your question answered. Listen, here's what you do. Go to the Facebook page. Make sure that you're plugged into Facebook. Our Facebook page, if you're brand new, is E as in Edward, Z as in Zebra.com / T as in traffic, A as in authority, F as in face, B as in book, group, the word group. That's where you can find us, okay? Go there. We post our questions. Post your question there. There's a team of people that are there to help you. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you another glimpse behind the scenes. Bring your questions. In the meantime, again, I want to thank everyone who took the time. It's been a great morning. And, again, let's just go play in some traffic, you guys. See you tomorrow.